Welcome, friends. This is Janine Pettit, founder of Girl Camper, editor-in-chief of Girl Camper Magazine, adventurous podcaster, and I'm here with my sidekick,
Lisa McDermott, Vice President of Operations for Girl Camper.
I-daughter T-crosser.
Yeah. Yep. I keep the wheels moving.
She finishes everything I start.
Yeah.
That's the truth, including this podcast. So we have been talking about fun things that happen at the campground, but also kind of crappy things that happen at the campground.
This is our episode of
Are you a crappy camper? Welcome, friends. This is Janine Pettit, founder of Girl Camper, editor-in-chief of the Girl Camper Magazine, podcaster, adventurous, sidekick to this adventurous girl.
I'm Lisa McDermott, VP of Operations. And on today's episode of Are You a Crappy Camper? We're going to be talking about two really hot topics
From our Facebook group.
In fact, one was so hot, it had to be deleted. But we'll get to that in a minute. First, we want to thank one of our show sponsors today, Progressive Insurance. We'll be right back.
If your travel trailer is uninsured, you could run into issues down the road. Protect your RV with Progressive. Quote online in as little as 4 minutes.
Thanks, Progressive. We appreciate your support on our
Always.
podcast.
Mm-hmm. All right, Lisa, what are we kicking it off with?
So
The
this
bad
one,
peer
the
or the
bad
bad
peer,
burger?
the bad peer. And it's surprising that there were kind of two sides to this one.
And it was kind of split like right down the middle, right?
A little bit. So
Okay.
let's first read it. This comes from Girl Camper Bubble Gump Elenez. Hope I'm saying the last
Okay.
part right. And then she writes, "Hello, ladies. I usually go camping with my camp buddies for years now. So I decided to go with another friend and her kids, a 13-year-old boy and a 15-year-old girl. So the boy takes it upon himself to pee on this tree. And there's a photo here, right where my tent was.
Oh, yeah.
Was I wrong to get upset? Out of all the trees, he has to pee 10 inches from where my head
And
is.
it's literally
It is literally
the size of a shoe.
Yeah, it is. It is
Tent door tree.
10 inches. And yeah, so she's asking about that. And it was surprising. There were 743 comments on this. We got so many that Facebook
Shut it down.
actually shut them down. And it was kind of a split. A lot of them were like, really? And then others
Yeah.
were
So it was the 13-year-old boy who did the pee.
the 13-year-old boy did the peeing.
Mhm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we can all agree that no, you shouldn't pee outside. Like boys are going to pee outside. I mean, gosh, if that's not one of the perks of being a boy, I don't know what is. But yeah, my husband said they never went home when they were kids. They just always peed outside, right? But to pee on someone's campsite where people are living, you
Yeah.
would think a 13-year-old would know better.
And that's some of the comments was, did he know better? Did he know camp etiquette? Had they been camping before?
Mhm.
Maybe he didn't know
Does
better.
he pee in his backyard?
Does he pee in his backyard? Yeah. And what should this woman have done? Should she have said something to the boy? Should she have said something to the mother? Both. A lot of them agreed it wasn't right. At 13, he should know better. And I'm going to say, yeah, I think at 13, he should know better.
I think
And
so.
something
Yeah.
needs to be said. I have no problem with peeing outside.
You
But-
do it all the time.
I do.
You hiker.
I
you-
do. I am an outdoorsist. And
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to pee outside, but I'm also going to be discreet about it.
Right.
And certainly
And
not,
you're going to step off the trail.
oh God, I'm not going to pee. Yeah. I'm
Not a
gonna-
foot from where someone's head is going to be sleeping when they go to bed tonight.
Absolutely not. I don't even want my dog peeing on
Yeah.
that tree.
That's why we walk dogs. We don't want a brown spot on the grass and, a lot of people will have their dog pee on the grass and then they immediately wash it down, you
Yeah.
know. But I think the thing that I found interesting about this post was how many people had an opinion on it. Like 750 people were commenting. on it,
Yes. Yep.
that was a pretty hot topic. But I think when you're camping, like the second part of the question was, should she have said anything?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say no.
Really?
Well, let me put it this way. I wouldn't have said it in front of the boy. I might have pulled her aside and said, or I might have been super passive aggressive and gotten a big bucket of water and thrown it up the base of the tree.
But
And
then your campsite's wet.
your campsite's wet. I
So.
just read something interesting on Leave No Trace that I never read before, and that is you are never supposed to pee um, where you're camping. So, like when my son hiked the Appalachian Trail, you walked away from the run-in sheds and away from the
Mm.
sleeping huts to pee because that brings insects. It brings flies. You don't want that odor.
Yeah. I
So,
think it's just, hygiene. I mean, we talked in one of our previous episodes about not putting rainbow
Fruity Pebbles.
marshmallows
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff,
that's what it was.
Fruity Pebbles. And I think I mentioned, like sunflower seed shells. I don't
Right,
wanna
other
be-
people's debris.
Yeah.
Well, it's a teaching moment.
It's a teaching
Let's just
moment.
let's just agree that that was a teaching moment. I might have pulled the friend aside and said, "Oh, I don't think your son might not know,
Yeah.
but I just want to let you know so you could talk to him privately."
Yes.
I would have never called out a 13-year-old myself.
It would depend on how well I knew the 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Like if I could give him, a little
Yeah.
crap about it. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? But if I didn't know him that well, I definitely would have had a
Yeah.
conversation with the mom to be like, this isn't cool.
It was kind of fun reading the comments on this one. My
They
favorite
were.
comment was, "I'd be really pissed."
Yes.
That was funny.
Yes, there are so many funny ones. Um, 13-year-old boys don't think. I had two of them. One was this way, the other wasn't. I don't know. You're taking a chance by doing anything involving teenagers or toddlers for that matter. And
Mhm.
FYI, my ex-husband did stupid stuff like this too. And they never grew up and and they do think that it's okay to just pee anywhere.
I mean, that's the biggest perk of being a boy.
They can write their name in the snow.
Yeah, and they can
Right.
have pissing contests and all kinds of stuff. All right, it was funny how many comments were in that, but I
Mhm.
think she should have maybe pulled the mother aside privately because honestly, we don't know if the boy is a regular camper.
Right.
And
Right.
I mean, you're at a campsite with other people's stuff around, and I wonder how far they were from the bathroom.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was just something he thinks, hey, we're outside. This is something you get to do outside. But
And maybe he had some learning disabilities too. But again, it's
yeah,
a teaching moment.
teaching
It's a teaching
moment.
moment to have, again, with his mother, to just say, hey, I sleep there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe not let that happen again. And if, depending how that conversation goes, maybe you
Yeah.
have to move your tent.
Okay. We're going to be right back because we have another message from one of our sponsors. And then we're going to talk about gas station etiquette.
Yeah.
Another one that blew up so badly it had to be taken down.
So quickly. So quickly.
So quick and so bad.
Yep. We'll be
Or
right back.
good.
What does it mean to camp like a girl?
It means charting your own course,
It means following your passions
It means building your circle.
sharing experiences.
and making memories that will last a lifetime.
It means conquering obstacles.
Finding your freedom.
And learning that so much more is out there for you to discover.
So, what does it mean to camp like a girl? Well, that's for you to decide.
Because behind every great trip plan is a woman. Start your adventure today at GoRVing.com.
So let's move on to our next
Oh,
one. That
so
was
this-
extremely hot
Ooh,
topic.
this blew up.
Blew up. So this one comes from another girl camper. And she posts a picture at the gas station. And there's a truck ahead of her at the pump. And there's nobody in it. And it's not pumping gas any longer. So
Gas nozzle is back in the pump.
gas nozzle is back in the pump. And she says, you got to love it when you pull into a gas station and someone is blocking the pump and is nowhere in sight. When you're pulling a 26-foot camper, it's not always easy to get in and out of a gas station. And then you have someone like this that seems to be a bit inconsiderate by leaving their car at the gas pump.
This is a pet peeve of mine.
It is mine too.
It is a pet peeve of mine. it's actually illegal for one thing if the gas is actually pumping.
Yeah, yeah, we do believe that, but even if
Yeah,
you
it's
shouldn't
a
do it.
dumb thing to do.
It's a dumb thing to
But
do because
but
that
this guy
thing
was
can
done.
this guy was done. The hose was back in the pump
Yeah.
and was nowhere to be seen, and as I understand it, he didn't show back up for another 15 minutes and had no bags or anything in his hands.
Yeah.
So maybe he was inside paying, maybe he was inside going to the bath, probably both, who knows?
I don't
But
think he was paying because you have to go in and pay, and then you have to come out and pump, right? So
well, and that was part of the comments that
Yeah.
really were kind of angry at this gal for posting this. They were saying, well, I have to pay for cash. And so what they do is they pull up to the pump and then they walk in and pay
you
cash.
put your $40 down, but then you come back out and pump it.
But yeah, then you got to come back up and pump it. And clearly that is not what this guy did because he was gone for 15 minutes. Yeah. So even if he was paying for cash,
So you're
where
sitting there
was
and you
he?
got a 26-foot camper behind you. You're a truck and a 26-foot camper. You're probably blocking someone from getting in the lane next to you.
You sure can. And it's not like you're comfortable to pull into some of the medium pumps. When you have a longer camper, you're kind of stuck with those end caps,
Yeah.
Yeah, on
you are.
pumps. So yeah.
Well, I've had this happen to me where I'm sitting there, like I pull up and the person is getting gas.
Mm-hmm.
And, or no, well, in New Jersey, we don't pump our own gas.
I know.
You know, like they do it for us, which I'm very
Wow.
grateful for. But anyway, the attendant is pumping the gas, right? He puts the thing, and then I realize no one's in the driver's seat,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I can't get my gas because I need to pull up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now I'm sitting there. The guy finally comes out. He's got a big bag of fast food, a big slurp, you know, and he's in there getting a big gulp while he holds up the whole line.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's so rude.
I do too, especially when you are at a busy gas station and you can see that the other pumps are full.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't leave your car sitting there. Move it.
I
Move it to
just
someone
feel
else.
like get your car out of there, park it, go
Yeah.
back inside. I was talking about this later because when this thing went off on the site, people were going nuts. And
Mhm.
the thing is, gas stations now are not about gas. I mean, you got to go to the bathroom. You're going in there. You're buying a prepaid phone card. You're getting tires inflated. You're buying lawn furniture. I mean, it's a shopping experience now. It's a mecca.
It
It's
is.
a food court.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're going to take part in all of that, go park your car
Yep.
and go back in and do all that.
And enjoy your time there. But
Tell
don't-
us what the comments said.
Oh my
Because this
goodness.
one blew up big time.
It really did. And unfortunately, the post had to be taken down because, and it was really a division, I would say
Right.
50-50, where people were agreeing that this was something very inconsiderate that the person in
buck.
the
Mm-hmm.
car had done by leaving their car there.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of other people were really, unfortunately, kind of doing some mean girl stuff to the poster, which I did.
Really? Why were they mad at her though?
Well, and I was deleting it because we know we
Yeah.
don't like mean girls and girl
you
camper.
don't do that.
And if you're making a mean sounding post to someone and calling people names,
You're out.
you're going to get booted out of our Facebook group. So that was
Mhm.
kind of a busy thing. And then eventually we just took it down completely.
Because we don't have time.
We don't have time for that.
What were people saying though?
They were calling this poster entitled, that she couldn't wait.
Because she couldn't wait 15 minutes.
'Cause
I'd
she-
wait. What's the amount of time you'd wait? 2 minutes? 3 minutes?
I'd probably wait 5 minutes and then then
I would think after 5 would be too much.
it'd be a little annoying. It would be annoying because then this guy's not being considerate of my time or the people around
Right.
him.
Right.
And a lot of them were like, well, I pay for cash. But like you said, if you're paying for cash, you went in already
Yeah.
and then came out and pumped.
Yeah.
And honestly, in today's world, if you want that cash price, download that gas station's app.
Right.
You're more than likely going to
Just
get
go-
the
yeah.
cash price,
Mhm.
by doing that. So I don't
So
know.
why do people think she was entitled? And somebody wrote because you have a 26-foot trailer.
Some of them were saying that because you have a 26-foot trailer.
I don't care if you have a golf cart. I don't care what you're there in.
Right.
What if you're just there in your little car? It wasn't about the fact that she had a trailer on it.
No, but they were using that as
But it is harder to get in and out with the trailer. But
So
even
much
if
harder.
she had no trailer at all,
Yeah,
you just pull
still
up in your
consider-
truck and someone is inside shopping
Yeah.
while they're holding up a pump.
I'm from the Black Hills, and every year we have the motorcycle rally with, several hundreds of thousands of people that come in on their motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't tell you how many times you pull up to a gas pump in your car or whatever,
Yeah.
and there'll be, a motorcyclist who's clearly done pumping, and those
Yeah.
aren't very big gallons.
Yeah. They take 2 seconds.
And then their friends are all sitting around them, and they just kind of look back at you like,
chatting.
I'm not moving.
Yeah.
And it is rude. It's like,
yeah.
come on, people. We
I'm
do like
just
it if we
surprised by
did
the
it.
number of people who had a conflict with her thinking.
I was totally shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was totally shocked. And a lot of it was just, you couldn't wait 15 minutes. And at that point, I think, well, she didn't know how much longer she was going to wait. And she's pulled in.
Yeah.
So in order to get out, she likely has to kind of back up.
And it
which
would
may
be
not-
very hard to back that up. And she's probably blocking a site herself. So I don't think she was entitled at all. I think you're entitled to pull up to a business and conduct your business there without somebody else. Who's
Mhm.
entitled is the person in the store thinking that everybody should wait on them because he's
Right.
got shopping. I'm assuming it's a he.
It was a he. It was a he.
Good.
Not that there's anything wrong with men, but
Yeah,
it
yes.
happened to be a he. And like she said, he did not come out with anything. He wasn't shopping, and even if he was shopping,
Park the
It-
car.
park the car.
Park the car.
Park the
Well,
car.
95% of what goes on the Girl Camper Facebook page is fun and encouraging. And
Yeah.
But every once in a while, I find it very interesting because the questions on there, people get a lot of good questions answered. But every once in a while, the stuff comes up that blows up. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's like 95% like, yeah, we're on your page. You go get them, girl. That's enough of that BS. And then every once in a while, you'll get one like this where the people were really split down the middle.
When she first posted this, I thought, oh, great, there's our next crappy camper topic,
Yeah.
because I know that was something
Yeah.
that bothers me. And then I was shocked at how how people kind of turned against her on that one. Or some did. And like,
Not entitled, D from Colorado. You're not entitled.
you're not
Yeah.
entitled. We agree with you and highly encourage people to
Park your car.
pump your gas,
And then go back in
move
the
your
store.
car.
Take your time. Well,
Yeah.
you and I just came back from a road trip
Mhm.
because the last time we came on to do Crappy Camper was right before we left to go.
on the Green River in Utah.
Let's
Mhm.
tell them about our river trip.
Yeah. So I think first we need to talk about your poor friend Dale.
We got to have Dale on the show.
We do have to have Dale
So
on
we
the show.
took someone who never went camping at all in her life.
Yeah, who is one of Janine's closest friends. She's known
40
each other.
years,
Mhm.
more than 40 years.
But I think all Janine told her is that we were doing a river trip. So
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
poor Dale thought that this was like a Viking river cruise. And when she
At least that was her joke all week. There's because reality, she did call the outfitter
called
like
the outfitter.
4 times, and they actually got a tag on her, like, what? Someone stick by her. But so
Yeah.
she's never not only camped before, but here we are on a river, outdoor bathrooms,
Yep.
nothing but outdoor
Mhm.
potties, sleeping outside, no tents, rattlesnake in the sight one night.
Oh, not a rattlesnake. It wasn't
not a
It
rattlesnake.
was just a snake.
I saw so many rattlesnakes on Facebook today.
Yep.
Just a regular snake
was a rattlesnake.
making its way. You got a good video.
It came right through my campsite.
Yeah.
Where Jackie and I were.
And
Mhm.
the skunk night,
Right, yeah.
we were, my friend said, I stayed up all night. I didn't see the skunk.
Yeah, we never did see the skunk.
But
we were just
they knew that this particular campsite had a little family of baby skunks and a
Mhm.
mom and dad. So we kind of wanted to see them.
we did. We did
Uh,
see mountain goats.
We saw mountain goats and then
Family of mountain goats.
and we had the deer go straight through our site when we were having cocktails one night.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah. So lots of wildlife. So here's a person who's never camped and really is a Viking cruise person and
Mhm.
everything cruise person and is used to really nice hotels. And so she gets out on that trip and we had to laugh because she still spent her 30 minutes of nighttime regime with her skincare She had more bags of little kinds of wipes,
Little
you know,
cream.
this
Yeah.
wipe, that wipe, this wipe,
Mhm.
that wipe, um, teeth, night guard in. The rest of us are literally just sleeping in a baseball
Yeah.
hat with camp here, but I admire her for keeping up her beauty regime on
Mhm.
the whole trip
Yeah.
and needing 45 minutes to get ready for bed when we just fall into bed at night. Like you're on the river all day, the sun and the water. Nothing beats you up like sun and water.
Oh, yeah. And you sleep so good.
You sleep like a
You
kid.
do. You
Gosh,
do.
remember when you were a kid and you just fell into bed? Next thing you knew, it was morning. It was
Mhm.
so great. But that was a great, great river trip. The
It's so fun.
outfitters could not have been better.
And Dale had a great time.
Mhm.
I love it. She was a little nervous on the whole whitewater rafting stuff.
Yeah.
And
And then disappointed. I have a bug in here.
oh, yeah.
She was disappointed that that was the rapids. And she was just expecting to get soaking wet.
Mhm. We had class 3 rapids, out of 6. So we had decent rapids, but I think she thought they were
Yeah.
a little more extreme.
But you know what? This was interesting. I learned something. This is my third river trip. So I did the
You did Grand
Grand
Canyon.
Canyon, which scary rapids.
They're
I
big.
mean, your
Mhm.
boat goes down, it comes up, it folds in half. 1,000 gallons of water hit you in the face. You're absolutely shivering or boiling. You're at a level of discomfort like most of the day. But somehow you're like, can't wait for the next one, right?
Mhm.
Those were scary rapids. And she was afraid it might be something like that. And there was nothing like that. But she explained, our river guide, we had the A team. So
We had-
we had 6 women. Every one of them had a first name that started with A.
Yeah. Yep.
So the A team explained to us that it's a technical river. So when you get your rating of 1 through 6 for what the rapid is, it could be a 3 based on the drop or the way the waves converge together,
Mhm.
or it could be where the rocks are placed and how they have to maneuver around them. So we didn't get super soaking wet on this one,
Mhm.
and it wasn't a big splash river trip because the salmon was in between the two.
Right.
A lot of splashing in the salmon. We got
Yeah.
pretty wet in the salmon, but they weren't as scary as the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
this one, it was splashes. So she was so afraid. But then when we got through the first one, she's like, that's it. I want my money back.
Joking.
Joking. No,
Yep.
it was such a fantastic trip. And we're
Mhm.
going to do a river trip every year.
Mhm.
Everyone is writing to us saying, when's the next river trip? And we can't tell you yet because of the way river trips run. They only let a certain amount of people on the river at any given time because you don't want it to be like
A highway.
so congested with people. And we just had one group of partiers that were kind of around us a lot.
Mhm.
And everybody on the river is permitted. So they have to apply for a permit. They have to see what permits they get. And they can't post any trips until September or October when they know what permits they got. So we're looking at the Pacific Northwest for next year.
Right. Yep. We try to go somewhere different every year. And it's actually a challenge to find rivers that do multi-day whitewater rafting on.
Yeah,
So-
because my idea, foolishly, because I didn't know, was let's do one on the East Coast.
there's nowhere.
There is none. There is none. You can't go 20
Yeah.
feet down a river on the East Coast where you don't run into a city or something.
Yeah.
Maybe in upstate New York, but
There's a lot of great whitewater rafting. It's just day trips that I think are more east of the
right.
east of the Missouri River.
Sleeping out on the river at night. I don't know if that would be a summertime thing on the East Coast anyway, because it's been the hottest, humid, most thunderstormy summer we've had in ages.
Well, it wasn't exactly cool in the Grand Canyon.
No, it was not
That
cool.
was 110.
110 degrees, but it dropped down to 98 at night.
Yes. Which actually, we joke on it like that was horrible. We really didn't feel it. I think we had
No.
such a good time that
Well, and the
It's
river
good.
water is 58 degrees all the
Mhm.
time. So whenever you get,
you're calling it water though.
yeah, it was mud. It was mud. It sounds like, why would anyone do this? But every year I get home from it and I'm like, that was so much fun. I have to do that again next year.
Because we go places and do things.
We go places and do things. Let's tell them where we are right now. In case you haven't noticed our beautiful surroundings.
Yep. We are at Camp Margaritaville in Auburndale, Florida, down here for the finale rally for RV Unplugged, which Girl Camper had a team on. No, we didn't win, but we did get the chance.
It won
to
in my
compete.
mind.
Thank you. So we're down here for the rally. I got to experience my first hurricane.
Hurricane Debbie rolled through 2 days ago. You wouldn't know it now because it's absolutely beautiful out.
Yep. Hurricane Debbie,
Mhm.
along with about 3 tornado sirens that went off. That's normal from where I live, growing up in
Mhm.
Nebraska. But yeah, the hurricane was fun. Didn't keep us down though. By God, Mary and I jumped in the rental car and we went to Tampa and went shopping.
Soon as the water receded. Well, I got to talk about this campground for a minute, though. Camp Margaritaville,
Mhm.
Auburndale. Do you know how many sites are here?
I do not, but there's several.
So this
hundred.
little cabana we're in right here is part of a site. So it's got this outdoor kitchen, these incredible chairs.
Mhm.
I love the AstroTurf on here.
All of the sites
Oh,
do not have real grass. They have AstroTurf, which is for your pets. This is a very pet-friendly
Yeah.
RV park. I think they have 7 dog parks.
7 dog parks
7
and
dog
2 or
parks.
3 pools going on
They
here.
have 2 pools.
2.
Some of the dog parks even have dog cleaning stations. So
Wow.
your dog needs a bath, you can get a bath here.
Yeah.
2 beautiful pools, a splash pad. If you
And
go in
every
pool.
site has really nice pavers,
Mhm.
and the picnic tables are so substantial. Some of the sites over by the water had those big egg cookers,
They call them big green egg.
big
yeah.
green eggs, outdoor kitchen, chairs, hammocks,
Yeah.
palm trees. This one right here, there's the remote control. There's the party lights, and there's a TV up there.
Mhm.
I've never been to this place before, and I'm pretty impressed. It's pretty cool.
It is very cool. They've got all kinds of cabana cabins here. I
And
don't
really lush landscaping.
very lush landscaping, basketball court, all kinds of activities for kids. Great nightlife. A lot of stuff is planned every day.
Mhm.
The one interesting is they only have, I believe, 1 pickleball court. But as I understand it, where we actually filmed RV Unplugged, which was a vacant field next to the campground, is going to be turned into a huge pickleball
Because
facility.
if you're not doing pickleball,
Right.
you're not a cool kid.
How can you be in Florida not
Yeah,
playing
not doing
pickleball?
pickleball.
So
Well,
it is a neat place, but
yeah.
unfortunately, tent campers, car campers,
Says RVs only.
yeah, RVs
But
only.
hundreds, I literally do mean hundreds of cabins.
Hundreds of cabins. Yeah, hundreds of cabins.
And the cabins are very cute. They're little homes. They're little tiny houses, all different colors. It's very festive here.
Mm-hmm.
Very cheerful. Like it's very hot out today. It's hot and humid and windy, but we have a nice little breeze coming in on us. But how fun to be here in the winter.
It was great when we were filming. We filmed the end of January and for a few weeks in
And what was the
February.
temps here then?
For Floridians, it was cold, which was kind of funny. We were talking about that today with our other cast members who are from Florida,
Mhm.
and they thought they were just going to have such an advantage against some of us coming from other areas
Mhm.
that we're just going to die of the heat.
Yeah.
And Mary and I, of course, I'm in South Dakota and Mary's from Nebraska.
Yeah. It was -8.
Yeah, it was freezing cold when we got down here, and I think it was 60-ish.
Mhm.
So for them, it was cold, and
Oh.
we were in heaven.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, if you're going to be on a reality show, the best thing is if you can make it all the way to the end and win whatever the grand prize is, great. Otherwise, get voted off first
Yeah.
because
Because then you get to enjoy
you get 2 weeks
hanging out.
hanging out. And for us, it was here at Camp Margaritaville in
And-
Auburndale, Florida.
That must have felt heaven. So I'm going to Alaska next week with the
Right.
girl campers. We're cruising from Juneau to Sitka. And I just got a weather report for there. The high in Juneau today was 54.
Yeah,
Sweater weather.
definitely sweater weather.
Cannot wait
Yeah,
because
fine.
it has been so hot. It's been 98 degrees and humid.
humid.
It's just been such a rainy, hot, humid summer. So
Mhm.
sweater weather next week. I can't wait.
I hear you. I hate to say it. I'm kind of ready for fall,
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
fall camping.
Okay.
So, anyway,
Well, that is our episode number 2 of Are You a Crappy Camper?
stay tuned for next. This one is going to be, this is our September edition. We're going to do them every third week of the month. So
Mhm.
stay tuned for our October edition. If you have any crafty camper topics that you would like us to cover,
Post it on Facebook.
post it on Facebook, put your question on there, tag us, tag Janine or I, and we'll be sure to see it. So
And 750 girl campers will weigh in and give you what their
Yeah.
thoughts are. And then we'll have to take it down.
yeah, if they're mean,
Yeah,
let me
if they're
know.
mean
We don't want
jeans.
mean girls. So
All right, everyone. This is Janine Pettit
Lisa McDermott.
for Girl Camper. Go places and do things.
Thanks, everybody, for watching or listening if you're podcasting. And be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Big thank you to our today's show sponsors. We couldn't be doing these shows without you. And
Check out all our events at girlcamper.com.
yes, we got a ton of them, even though we're coming up to the fall. There's a lot of things.
Fall
being
is the
planned.
best.
Fall is the best. So,
And don't forget to subscribe to Girl Camper Magazine.
and our newsletter. Until next week, I'm Lisa McDermott.
I'm Janine Pettit.
We'll see you around the campfire.
Happy trails.
See you around the campfire.
Happy trails. Bloopers.
That's like Ron Burgundy. See you around the campfire.
Happy trails. Campfire. Trails. All right, we did it.
Might be a lot of sound editing in this one.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Get started now, right?